Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Quijano. We've learned President-elect Donald Trump is working on a major restructuring of the nation's intelligence program. Mr. Trump is considering scaling back the office of the Director of National Intelligence. It was created after the 9/11 attacks. CBS has learned that some people involved in the conversations say one reason the president-elect hasn't named a DNI is he may leave the post vacant as part of a reduction in force and eliminating another layer of bureaucracy. The current DNI, James Clapper, is expected to testify about Russia's hacking of U.S. officials during the election at a hearing on Capitol Hill Thursday. Meanwhile, President-elect Trump remains skeptical of U.S. intelligence in its findings about Russian cyber attacks. CBS News Justice and Homeland Security correspondent Jeff Pegues is in our Washington bureau. Well, Jeff, Mr. Trump will get a briefing on the final report into alleged Russian cyber attacks on Friday. What do you know about that?
Well, this is going to be a meeting with the four heads of the intelligence community. You have FBI Director James Comey, you have the head of the DNI, the CIA, and the NSA, and this will be an intelligence briefing of the highest order. And really, you have the four heads of those agencies coming together, and it sort of underscores the importance of this issue to the intelligence community as President-elect Trump remains skeptical of the intelligence that he is hearing, that it was the Russians who carried out this wave of cyber attacks to influence the election. So this is an intelligence briefing that will happen on Friday in New York at Trump Tower, and it will be interesting to see what comes out of it. One other point of intrigue is that FBI Director James Comey will be meeting with the president-elect for the first time since the election. And of course, there are many Democrats who feel that James Comey was part of the reason why Hillary Clinton lost that election. And also, President-elect Trump, as candidate Trump, was critical of James Comey at times in the run-up to Election Day.
It'll be interesting to hear what comes out of that. Jeff, I know you have some new information about the way the Trump administration might be looking at the way that the intelligence community is structured. What have you learned?
Well, yeah, it's reporting coming from Major Garrett, who is saying that the Trump transition, there are reports now that they are thinking of restructuring the DNI, which in a lot of intelligence circles will raise some alarms. Elaine, you'll know that after 9/11, there was a lot of criticism of how the intelligence communities were not sharing information, and that's why the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence, was created to create an atmosphere where information was being shared more effectively. And so whenever there is talk of restructuring the DNI, it will certainly raise some alarms in some circles on Capitol Hill, and especially in this atmosphere where you have a president-elect who has been critical of intelligence to this point.
And Jeff, for viewers who may not be familiar, can you just explain very briefly, the Director of National Intelligence is essentially a conduit for all of the nation's intelligence agencies. Is that right?
That's right. 17 intelligence agency, and this is the head of that apparatus, and it is a way for all of those agencies to better communicate, because what was learned in the wake of 9/11 is that there were silos developing between the FBI, CIA, and so to better share information, that is why the DNI was created. And back to that briefing that we're going to watch unfold on Friday, James Clapper, the head of the DNI, is, according to my sources, expected to lead that briefing. So the DNI, in the eyes of the intelligence community, at least many in the intelligence community, it serves an important function in terms of gathering the information and making sure that everyone is communicating and sharing information.
All right. Jeff Pegues in Washington. Jeff, thanks.